Additional, agree, bridal, celebrate, contract, feast, figure, firstborn, fulfill, invite, misery, neighborhood, notice, pregnant, promise, rage, servant, trickery. Genesis chapter 29. Since Jacob was in love with Rachel, he told her, "Father, I will work for you 7 years. If you will give me Rachel, your younger daughter, as my wife." Agreed. Laban replied, "I'd rather give her to you than to someone outside the family." So Jacob spent the next 7 years working to pay for Rachel, but his love for her was so strong that it seemed to be him but a few days. Finally, the time came for him to marry her. "I have fulfilled my contract," Jacob said to Laban. "Now give me my wife so we can be married." So Laban invited everyone in the neighborhood to celebrate with Jacob at a wedding feast. That night, when it was dark, Laban took Leah to Jacob and he slept with her. And Laban gave Leah a servant, Zipporah, to be her maid. But when Jacob woke up in the morning, it was Leah. "What sort of trick is this?" Jacob raised at Laban. "I worked 7 years for Rachel. What do you mean by this trickery? It's not our custom to marry off a younger daughter ahead of the firstborn." Laban replied, "Wait until the bridal week is over, and you can have Rachel too. That is, if you promise to work another 7 years for me." So Jacob agreed to work 7 more years a week. After Jacob had married Leah, Laban gave him Rachel too. And Laban gave Rachel a servant, Bilhah, to be her maid. So Jacob slept with Rachel too. He loved her more than Leah. He then stayed and worked the additional 7 years. Jacob married Jacob's many children, but because Leah was unloved, the Lord let her have a child while Rachel was childless. So Leah became pregnant and had a son. She named him Reuben, for she said, the Lord has noticed my misery, and now my husband will love me." She soon became pregnant again and had another son. She named him Simeon, for she said, "The Lord heard that I was unloved and has given me another son." Again, she became pregnant and had a son.